On today's video, I'm going to show you a little modification I made to my boat to take advantage of this nice big battery compartment in the front. Hey there outdoor YouTubers, it's Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. And like I said before, I was going to show you guys this modification I made to my boat, this electrical modification. As you can see, I got this nice big battery compartment. It fits two standard size deep cycle batteries. And a lot of times the reason for having a compartment like that that'll fit two is because a lot of times guys will have a ball mount electric that's 24 volts. So they'll need the two batteries, right? You know, here's the leads for the bow mount right there. And you know, when I bought the boat, I got to thinking, boy, you know, I can have a lot of battery capacity up there, but a lot of that capacity I'd like to use toward the back of the boat. You know, I have an electric in the back. I'd like to be able to use that large capacity bank of batteries for that electric in the back. I also wanted to run all my accessories off this battery bank too. When I bought the boat, all the wiring for the accessories, bilge pump, your lights, that sort of thing, were all wired into the cranking battery for the gas motor. And I didn't really like that. You know, sometimes you're running a lot of those things for hours at a time, trolling at night with the lights on, fish finder on, running the live well pump, running the bilge pump for the boat, that sort of thing. And I always didn't like the thought of killing that battery and not being able to start the gas motor. So I wanted all my accessories to run off this battery bank up front. I wanted my rear stern electric motor to run off this battery bank up front. And I think you guys know, like I said, a lot of times it fits two to accommodate a 24 volt ball mount, right? And we'll do some quick basic electricity just to go over that real quick. Now, I don't have a ball mount anymore. I did for many years. The ball mount I had was a 12 volt. It kind of crapped the bed, and it's really not working. I took it off and I just haven't replaced it yet. But what we'll do here is, and I'll show you, you know, when you want to take two batteries, and if you want to make 24 volts, you wire them in series. And I'll kind of show you real quick what that's about. Okay, we got the positive, we got the negative. All right. So we'll go over here, positive, negative. And there we've got 12.14 volts. Second battery, positive, negative, and we've got 12.2 volts. Okay, so to wire these in series to get 24 volts, if a person had the 24 volt ball mount electric up front, all you can do is take a jumper and you go from one positive to one negative on the other battery. Okay, so we'll do that real quick. This is just a little sidebar to the modification I made. Okay, we got our jumper in there. And now, if we go from the open positive to the open negative that's left over, we should get 24 volts. Go here to the negative, to the positive, and there we go, 24.3 volts. All right, so again, if you wanted 24 volts, if you had the ball mount that needed the 24 volts, that's how you'd wire it. Now, back to me, my system, and my modification, okay? All the stuff on my boat is 12 volts. This was just, again, just a little sidebar to show you what I'm talking about. But again, I wanted to take advantage of the big compartment that holds two batteries. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have these two batteries work in unison, but of course I had to have the 12 volts. So, you know, how do you go about doing that? Well, we're back to our basic electricity again, but this time we're going to wire these two batteries in parallel, okay? And all you do with that is you go negative to negative, positive to positive. There. So we've got positive to positive, negative to negative. Get our voltmeter out again, and there we go. 12.17 volts. By wiring these in parallel, what we did is we took two smaller 12 volt batteries and made them into one bigger 12 volt battery. So we've essentially doubled the capacity, and like I said, I wanted to take advantage of that capacity. When I bought this boat, it didn't have these leads in it. I added these in, and these leads run to the back and they power up all my auxiliary equipment, fish finder, pumps, lights. It also powers up my stern drive electric. So I've got this nice big capacity, but I get to use it in the back. The back of my boat didn't accommodate two big batteries like this, so it really worked out great running these back. And I'll show you another thing I did too. I did add a nice switch back there. So I ran the wiring back here to these lugs, ran it through this switch, and this powers up my fuse box, so it powers up all my auxiliaries, it powers up my stern drive electric, all my lights, fish finder, that sort of thing. So I'm able to take advantage of having that larger battery bank in the front of the boat with the stuff that's in the back. And it's really worked out good. And the switch here is really kind of a handy thing too. And that actually will kill everything that's powered up electrically from that battery bank. So at the end of the day, when I'm done fishing, I can shut this off and I know everything is shut off. And you know, not only is that kind of a convenience thing, you know, sometimes I'll forget, I'll leave my fish finder on, sometimes I'll leave the front light on, and I know just by hitting the switch, I shut all that stuff off. Another thing is too, and maybe you guys have experienced this, maybe you've never thought about it, but sometimes you pull the boat out of the water and you're there with friends or family and you're kind of jockeying around. People are reaching in, grabbing stuff out, and what can happen sometimes, all right, we got a little photo bomber there. And this switch helps for a lot of things. It also helps for safety, actually. You know, you might not have thought of this, but I've seen this happen. A guy's reaching around and he's trying to straighten stuff up in the boat after he's pulled it out of the water. You're strapping stuff down, and what you can do is sometimes you can run your arm across, or you can bump your electric motor and actually turn it on. A lot of these electric motors don't really have like an on-off switch. They just have, you know, that acceleration throttle on the front, and all you have to do is kind of bump that and the electric motor will start spinning. And I'll tell you what, if you've got a buddy or a family member they're anywhere near that electric motor prop, bad things can happen. So it's actually also kind of a safety feature. Like I say, it kills all the electricity in the boat, and it's really worked out good. Gosh, I think I've had this boat for over 20 years, and I installed that right away. I really wanted to have that battery power from the front taking care of stuff in the back. So I just thought, as long as I was throwing the batteries in for the upcoming season, I would show you guys that little modification. Maybe it's something you guys might be interested in doing yourselves. But hey, anyways, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. This is Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Hey, thanks for watching, and God bless.